Welcome back, Guardian. Thanks for tuning in. We have a build today. We're going to talk about the Epicurean, some Menagerie mods, some roles with the Epicurean, a lot of stuff to talk about. Hit subscribe, become beast. Let's get on to this. So the build was inspired by the Epicurean, so it's all built kind of around that. That's why I kind of recommend using it with this build, but you can use whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. The build is still going to kick ass. But the Epicurean is the best 700 series, if not the best fusion in the game right now, because the type rolls you can get on it. Small bore and fluted barrel are the best barrels that I've found on it. Particle repeater keeps all the bolts together nicely, really great for sweep shots or distance shots. Feeding frenzy, under pressure, those are the two greatest perks that I've found for just accuracy and on the move reload. Accuracy as well is moving target. That one, this roll that you're looking at here is highly accurate with particle repeater and all that. I've had swashbuckler as well. The damage is nice, but demolitionist, under pressure, ionized battery for 8 rounds, and fluted barrel with a handling masterwork and an Icarus grip has been the most accurate and most versatile, useful build roll that I've had so far. Let's take a look at a little bit of the gameplay, then we'll talk about the build, we'll talk about the Menagerie mods, and we'll go back to it all together basically. So check out the handling with the handling masterwork on it. That's why you always want handling. It makes it feel lightweight. You get more controlled sweep shots to be able to hit more target when you're sweeping at longer ranges, like more wider targets, you know? And it just keeps it all together basically. And you can see how fast my grenade is coming back. And with this build on, it is faster than the Crown of Tempest, with Crown of Tempest going and the Demolitionist going on. And the cool thing about ionized battery holding 8 rounds, I never have to reload this because Demolitionist reloads it for me. So I don't have to worry about that slow reload that this gun has without Feeding Frenzy. It kind of negates the fact, or eliminates you needing Feeding Frenzy, and you can focus on more accurate perks such as Under Pressure, and you still got the whole things basically. I mean, grenades come back with 4 kills with this build on, or 3 kills in 1 melee. And we're also going to talk about enhanced momentum transfer is an option, only if you have enhanced momentum transfer. But right here you can see this, the Icarus grip. There's a ton of situations you're going to see in a little bit, but let's get into the Menagerie mods and go back to the build. So the top 4 for the Menagerie, and some I highly recommend keeping for when Shadowkeep comes out. Whether they're going to be able to be transferred or not, we don't know yet, but they're probably not going to be. But by having it, like say that Taken Armaments or Hive Armaments, even though you might have it on a previous DLC piece of armor, you can still put that piece of armor on, kill a Hive or kill a Taken, and then switch back after you get the heavy ammo, and it just kind of like helps you out, you know what I mean? So it's good to have, even though you might not be able to use it in in-game activity. You can just do a quick swap to it and still kind of use these mods, if you get what I mean. Starting with the first one for the Menagerie, Energized. Killing things with your energy weapon gives you 15% boost in energy weapon damage, so that's a great thing to have, especially if you're a fusion rifle user on the go. Nice for sweep shots as well. Next up, Emperor's Balance. Do it for whatever subclass you're going to be using. Void, Arc, or Solar. Have one for each. Put it on a piece of armor. That way when you're doing Menagerie, you do more damage. And then another one, Giving Hand. While you're on the Leviathan, melee kills have a chance to drop heavy ammo. Now for the ones that you need to collect to make sure you have for Shadowkeep. That would be Hive Armaments. Like I said, whether you can just swap it over to your bond real fast, do a kill to get heavy, then put back whatever your current DLC piece of equipment is, up until you get Hive Armaments for it, you can do that. Some honorable mentions, Shielding Hand. While you're on the Leviathan, melee kills reduce incoming damage by 20%. Good hunter mod to have. And then Hive Repurposing. Destroying a Hive shield refreshes your grenade. I'd rather have Hive Armaments than this, to be honest, but if you have room for both, I guess you can go ahead and put them on as well. But I recommend the ones previous to all of these, and I don't really care about these right here. I always delete these for the mod component. Now, let's talk about the Crown of Sun build. Let's talk about the stats first. So it's going to be with traction, 7 mobility, and then 8 recovery. I went with the 8 recovery because with the amount of grenades that you get, it gives you so much ad control and so much just staying alive control basically by having all these grenades. And then you have the 4th magic, energy weapon kills boost grenade energy that stacks up 3 times for you and nearby allies. So everybody around you is getting grenades, you're getting grenades, not counting the Epicurean with Demolitionist, which we're going to talk more about in a little bit. But your roll should look like this: impact mod, 3 recovery. Hopefully you got a better charging super perk than I have on mine, which is garbage, pulse rifle targeting. Now for the arms, 2 mobility, 1 recovery, a grenade charge mod. I'll explain why these grenade charge mods are here in a little bit. Enhanced impact induction or enhanced momentum transfer. If you only have regular momentum transfer, don't even go with it. Just use the enhanced impact. It's going to be 3 kills with demolitionist and 1 impact induction to get your grenade back, or 4 demolitionist kills, whichever you choose to do. And then on the chest piece, mix it with whatever guns you're going to be using, ball smelt or ad clear, whatever you choose basically. 2 mobility, 2 recovery, an impact mod, that's your second impact mod. So right now we have 2 impact mods, 1 grenade mod, and then another grenade mod here on the legs with traction. That's 2 mobility, 2 recovery, that's giving you the 7 mobility, and then special ammo finder or whatever scavenger or reserve you want. But that'll be your second and final grenade charge mod. And then moving on to your bond, it's going to be another impact mod. That's your third impact mod with recuperation, and then fusion rifle reserves because they're bugged right now, and you actually get more drops with the fusion rifle reserves and can hold more in reserves. So it's not a bad thing to have at all. Kind of a quick roll through so you can kind of look at it again. 2 grenade mods, 3 impact mods. Those 2 grenade mods are going to be meant for when you're ever out of special ammo, or if you're at a boss encounter where you're not getting that recharge back from the helmet. So that's why it's there. You'll see it coming in handy quite often. It's definitely needed there. 708, like I said, for the stats. Overall view of it, using the Mad Monk shader. If you want to copy the shader loadout on it, that's what I'm rocking on it. Now let's get into some gameplay without demolitionist, so you can kind of see a little bit of these recharge rates where they stack ×3. So the grenade is out. We swipe over here, and then we start walking up the hill to the ads above us, and you can see the grenade comes back within 15 to 19 seconds on average, with the longest grenade being 24 seconds. Not bad without demolitionist. That's still plenty of run and gun survival and grenade fun to have. It's also worth mentioning that no matter the amount of grenade charge mods, it does not affect the 4th magic perk that's on the helmet, so it's not affected by that. I tested this in the Menagerie, I did it in Nightfalls, regular strikes, anywhere in the solar system, and having the 15 to 19 second grenades is a perfect balance to begin with, so you really don't have to have demolitionist if you don't want to use it, but if you do decide to use it, it's insanely useful to have over any other role you can get. That lets you have more ad control, more survivability. I mean, grenades are just the thing to have in any run and gun combat. And with the sweep on this fusion rifle, it's easy to get an instant grenade back with a 4 sweep or a 3 sweep in a melee. It's not a rare thing at all. It happens all the time. The one thing I love about this roll is it has ionized battery, so I can hold 8 rounds, and I always get my grenade back. So with demolitionist, when I throw my grenade, it's reloaded from reserves, so I don't really need feeding frenzy on this at all, which I wanted to begin with. That was the role that I was going for, feeding frenzy and demolitionist. But once I realized that fact and how it happens all the time, I actually don't need it anymore. Same with swashbuckler. The damage is nice, but the demolitionist grenade recharge is just phenomenal. Here's a Nightfall. We just waste a grenade just to see how fast we can get it back. Do a few kills. Now we have the 4th magic charging it, and then we have the grenade back before it's even needed again, basically. But we just throw it because why not? You get so many. Impact induction takes 8 seconds off with the enhanced impact induction. Enhanced momentum transfer is another thing I said. If you have that, every grenade damage that you do to somebody takes 8 seconds off the melee charge. So you can get 15 to 20 second melees with this as well, but I only recommend it if you have enhanced momentum transfer. But if you don't, just go with the enhanced impact induction. That's a more common drop I hear anyways. I've had way more enhanced impact induction than enhanced momentum transfer, and I've heard others say that same thing. But you can see the kind of accuracy that I can get with this, especially with the Icarus grip. In-air shots, any kind of in-air sweep shots, anything like that, gives me my grenade back on top of that, so it's accurate and it's really reliable. Every kill that I'm getting is stacking with the 4th magic, and it's 8 seconds off per that kill, the 8 seconds off per that melee. I got plenty of range. Any kind of tactical vantage point that I can shoot from, I have that option with fusion rifles that you don't get with things like shotguns and other type weapons. You know, with this I can be on the move and get, you know, almost like sniper rifle kills with a fusion rifle because it's that accurate. The reason why it's so accurate is because the scope that is on this fusion rifle, adding that stability and the range with it. Usually those body type fusion rifles aren't that accurate. They usually spread out really soon, like as soon as you fire them, they don't get much range, kind of like detection force. It's the same body type in a way, but because of that scope, it gives it like the timeline vertex style feel. It's not as accurate as timelines, but for the damage and the perks that you have, it makes it better than timeline's vertex, and that was a hard pill that I had to swallow, being that is my favorite legendary fusion in the game, up until I got this fusion rifle. There's another situation of the 2 grenade charge mods, making sure it's ready for when I run from that last area to this area to throw it right here. The melee charge is 41 seconds all the time, but like I said, if you have enhanced momentum transfer, that's when you can get to 15 and 20 seconds because of all the grenades you're getting and all the damage you're able to do to targets. You don't have to kill things to get enhanced momentum to proc, you just have to damage them with it, and it recharges the melee ability 8 seconds every time. So think about all these grenades that you're always getting along with that, but it's got to be enhanced. I just don't like momentum transfer because it's only 4 seconds, and the melee on the solar class isn't really that useful. It is, but I feel like it needs to be a little more powerful when it blows things up, because a lot of times I'll blow a target up and then the melee won't burn out the other ones. It's like not strong enough to kill them, you know. If they buff that, I'd probably build a lot stronger around it, but until then, I'm just sticking with it how I have it right now. The 3 impact mods are enough. At least I do have it back, and it affords me to have it because I have so much free room for other things to have on this build, where it allowed me to build for the melee mods because the stats are good, the recharge rate of everything is good. The only thing this build is lacking is the fact that I don't have a super recharge perk on the helmet. I don't recommend using the Void or the Arc class with this helmet on because you have Crown of Sin build with the Nazarick Sin with insane Void recharge rates. You have my Parashock build or the Parashock Prime with the Crown of Tempest build that gives you insane arc ability recharge, and now because of the helmet being on the solar class, you now have those same kind of recharge rates on DAWNBLADE. So you have now one for each subclass that has freaking supreme recharge rates and survivability. They're all kind of the same basically, but you can pick and choose which one you want to do. But that is it, Guardians. That's the Epicurean build, the Crown of Sun. Freaking nasty, dude. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I think that you'll see once you go from a swashbuckler to the demolitionist, as long as you get the other perks rolled right, you're not going to touch any other role besides demolitionist. It's just too valuable, especially with this helmet on. I mean, instant grenades pretty much, you know what I mean? It's just, you can summon a grenade just by killing things, and it makes it really nasty, man. But I thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry it took a minute to get this video out, but I am better now, thank goodness. Y'all take it easy, bros, and I'll see you next time.
In space.